Hello, and welcome back to AI Collectibles. Now, I am excited. What I have for you today is a review of the 78 points of Articulation's Rooftop Diorama. As you can see, it doesn't quite fit in my regular review display. I got my camera back quite a bit, and you're kind of getting a little bit of a look behind the scenes. You know, I got my lights here on the side, and you can see the wall and some shelving I have off on the side. But regardless, not to detract from this piece, it's fantastic. What I want to do is bring you in closer. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to give my honest opinion and review on this, so stay tuned. Alright, so here we are now that we are a little closer, so you're not getting a look at the total diorama, but what I want to do is go over the individual pieces, because the one thing I really like about this dio is the flexibility of display. The amount of options that you have, the level of detail that's on this stuff, like literally the fact that this, that 78 points is putting out dios, in batches of 10 or 20, I think. Yeah, it's kind of amazing that the just level of quality is the same across the board, and it's just really well done. So let's start off with, like I said, the flexibility. All this stuff is removable, right? And you can kind of place this around wherever you'd like. So you have some ducts here, heating ducts. But what I really like is the paint applications are really nice on this. So this is it's like brown or silver, but has some brown highlights, some brown wash to it. It has some rivets there and some creases. It looks like it's dented here, almost like real metal. And it's just really well done. You get 3 of these pieces. So you get 2 of those that are very similar, right? This one's cleaner. Doesn't have quite the bend that's in this one, but again, it's meant to look weathered, right? And then you have the longer dryer vent. And again, you have some detail there, some rivets, and it's different on both sides. But just, yeah, like I said, the level of paintwork and detail on this is pretty fantastic. You also get this electrical box with the danger electricity sticker on it. And again, I just really like the paint, the wash, the shininess to it. This is, a lot of this, I believe, or most of this is made out of foam core. So, yeah, I'm blown away. It looks great. You also get a chimney stack. And look at the brickwork on that. The paint. It all looks great. The weathering. Kind of the chips in the bricks. Same with the top. Right? And you got the chimney stacks. And then, this. You have the door, or, rooftop entry, exit, which I think looks really nice. It's got some nice brickwork there, some nice metal paint, and black wash. It's got a handle there. It's got some piping along the side, right? And everything is fully collapsible if you want to, transport it, put it away. I think my only, well, we'll go over those later. So, and then you have the water tower. So, and again, this all comes in pieces. This rests on top. What he did, which wasn't mentioned before, is he added a little handle here. So you can put your figures on, grasp onto, if they're holding on to the water tower. Right? And you can have them held up on the water tower like so. The only thing is, as you can see, the balance, isn't quite there. So, it took me a minute to really get him in a position where he would stay. So, I might add some sticky tack, or I might even possibly glue this to this pad here, just so it rests a little stronger, so your figure's not going to fall off. But I still think it's a great feature, and I like, again, the flexibility of it. It's got a bit of a tin base there to add a little weight to it, but it doesn't quite offset the weight if you're putting a 6-inch Marvel Legends figure on there. And then same thing with this. This pops off. and it has some really nice paint detail on that as well. And this is what I wanted to talk about. I really like this. What I was expecting originally was magnets, because I see a lot of diorama makers throw magnets on, and these, like if you pull this apart here, and I'll do it carefully. So what they did was they made these channels, right, that everything kind of rests in, and the dio's built the same way, right, and the channels are all meant to just click in together, right, which is really nice. Makes it super easy to collapse, as you can see, but it still fits tight enough together that it's, you know, it's not an issue, and everything fits really nicely together, right? And it's the same thing with the dio. Everything really slides in. So we'll get that off there. And then you have the clock tower, which looks fantastic. And, you know, you got the clock. The arms aren't movable, but still, you get a nice paint wash on this as well. It really brings out the highlights around it. Get some nice tiles here on the roof. Again, the great brickwork and the concrete paint. You get a nice water pipe or whatever on the side here. But again, like the level of detail and paint on the base of this. And keep in mind, guys, this is all foam core, so, and it looks great. It looks fantastic. And one thing that I know people asked and were told no, but it turns out in the final product it is that the clock tower, again, is kind of, there's a channel built for it. So if you don't want the clock tower in there, you just pull it off. And then you got a rooftop, right? And then you have a nice rooftop dio. If you wanted to put your own backdrop or whatever in the back, right? But again, everything in it's, you know, it's got a channel on there on the top that the clock rests into. And the base is the same thing. Everything's put together with those channels, and everything fits nice in there. And another great option is, if you want, for the lights inside, if you want to add some lights in the windows there, and then you just throw this down, right? And then you got some lights beaming through there. You know, you pull it out, you can have whatever window lit up, or, you know, I imagine if I turn the lights off, this, you know, those three windows will look all lit up more evenly. But then again, the level of detail transfers down to the bottom side of the dio as well. So you get some really nice brickwork in there. The windows are beautifully done. You get these nice little, you know, concrete pieces here. You know, and yeah, it's fantastic, man. I'm really impressed with it. You know, and I like how everything just kind of easily fits together and just rests together, right? Like this just rests on top. You know, you throw the channel back and, you know, you throw the clock back in the channel in the back, or if you want, again, if you want to put up your own backdrop, you can have them, you know, and then it's the flexibility. You know, you've got a chimney there. You can throw a heat duct to it. You can have another duct off the side there, right? You can throw the exit there. And the nice thing is, you don't have to have everything sitting on top of the roof. So if you were taking a photo and you wanted to have, you know, the water tower off to the side, you could bring that more forward, right? So you could do some perspective shots with it. And it's just really well done. Like, even the level of detail, I forgot to go over, like, the water tower section. Like, the paint's nicely painted. You know, nice browns, nice, you know, some nice grays, some nice silvers, a lot of nice texturing just across the board. I'm really impressed. Now, I have two really minor gripes. And they're not even, I wouldn't even say they're gripes. They're just, you know, I guess it would be a personal preference. Like this with the handle, like I mentioned, hanging a character off there, it's kind of hard to balance. So I might use some sticky tack, or I might even glue it to the base. just to make it one sturdy piece. But if you wanted to keep it collapsible, you know, maybe use some sticky tack to hold it on there. And my other one was, I wish the door opened. I know it's minor and it looks beautiful. It's not a knock by any means. And if you check out what he's doing with his, with other dials he has coming out, he's working on working doors. But, you know, just to have this open, to have like a character peek out would have been nice, but not a necessity. It doesn't detract from it. It still looks great as a display piece, right? But yeah, that's really, you know, kind of my only gripes. Like, everything just kind of sits and fits nice together. I really enjoy the flexibility of the piece. Again, the paint, everything about it is just really well done. And 78 points of articulation really knocked this out of the park. Now, what I'm going to say, if you want to get your hands on this, I'll leave everything in the description below. And I will leave a link to 78 Points Instagram. And I'll also suggest joining the Lost Cause Collective Discord. Because when the first batch of these went up, they were made available only to the Discord channel for the first few days anyways. Maybe the first week, I can't remember. But I instantly jumped on this, and I do not regret it. It's a beautiful piece. It'll look great, you know. And I guess I should have put some 112 scale figures on there, so you kind of get an idea of scale-wise. So here's Peter Parker, you know, hanging out. And then, you know, whatever, we'll throw Gwen or MJ, whichever head you have on her. You know, we'll throw her on the roof. So there you go. Just to give you an idea of kind of the scale. If, you know, me throwing, you know, Matt Murdock on the side of the water tower didn't give you an idea. But yeah, again, it's awesome. So yeah, I would suggest joining, if you're interested in any of these, follow 78 Points of Articulation on Instagram, because he'll post his sales. It's reasonable. I know on this set, he asked for a $25 deposit, and the rest when the set was complete and ready to be shipped. So if you're interested and you're 100% sure you want this, then hit him up, or any other of his dials, because I believe this was done in 2 batches and is sold out now. But if you're interested and you want more of what this guy does and see more of what he does, because he also does some fantastic pictures. He's one of the main members of the Lost Cause Collective, you know, so check out their YouTube, check out their Discord. I'll leave all the links in the description below. And yeah, I don't think anybody would be disappointed. And what I really forgot to mention is the price. The price on this was $225 USD plus shipping. And with just the amount of detail, the fact that he's churning these out in decent sized batches, man, you don't find dials with this level of work and detail for that price. It's impossible. It's a hell of a deal, and you won't be disappointed with what you get once you get it in hand. It's a great product. So that's all I got for you guys today. Again, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I put out new videos. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out of here.